Hello, everyone, and welcome to Support Someone Saturday. I'm so excited you could be with us here today, and I have my friend Carolyn Litton, and she is the founder and director of Hearts for Hope. I'm so glad you could be with us today, Carolyn. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.
It's awesome. I have to tell you about Carolyn. So she founded Hearts for Hope in January of 2019, and she actually graduated magna cum laude from Dominican University with a degree in psychology back in 2001. She's currently a senior loan officer for Starboard Financial in Elk Grove Village, where she has had the pleasure of assisting thousands of people achieve their dream of home ownership. Carolyn is blessed with an amazing husband of over 10 years, and she is an avid runner with a goal to run marathon races all over the globe. You're a woman after my heart. I love it. Has a passion for serving others, especially those who are less fortunate. And she believes that humans are meant to spread the joy of serving by uniting as a community to share compassion. I love that statement. So awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Carolyn and I met last February, I believe, at Willow Creek in Huntley. We went to the Free 3 Expo, and I was doing a little roundtable discussion on expanding your network. We really end up talking about writing and publishing. So we really hit it off, and it's kind of like when you have a kindred spirit with people at times. I felt like that with Carolyn, and we've kept in touch. So I'm so excited she could come on today and share with us more about Hearts for Hope. I also love running and have a background in running for charity, and so we just have a lot in common that way. I'm going to live vicariously through you, Carolyn, as you run all over the globe. It's awesome. So I'm so excited you could be here today with us. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. Yeah, I feel likewise. Same way about you, Amy. Yeah, you're just a great connection. You have a great heart. So thank you.
Awesome. It's great to be with like-minded people, and it just spurs you on, when you know others are doing similar things. So yes, I'm excited to hear more about Hearts for Hope. Can you tell us, why did you start Hearts for Hope, and what is your mission and your vision?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. I'm happy to share that with you. So as you mentioned, my profession, I'm a loan officer. So I help people every day get into homes. And maybe that is the stem of just, again, how my heart goes out to the homeless.
Wow.
And I've always just, I felt compelled to do more and always like to help. So actually a few years back, my husband and a friend of mine decided to just put little baggies together with like hats and gloves and snack bars and go out to the city and just deliver packs. We didn't know where we were going. We just drove around, and we ended up giving all the little packages away. And it was such a wonderful experience. It truly warms your heart.
Yeah.
So, that was a few years back, and I was always thinking how cool it would be to do this on a bigger scale. Mm-hmm. Even though we probably put together maybe about 50 packs, and I felt like it wasn't nearly enough. There were more people I wanted to help. And we actually had a lot of fun doing it, like just being together and just experiencing that as a group. And I thought, how cool would that be to do this even on a bigger scale? Like, what if we got more people involved and we can deliver more care packages? How awesome would that be?
Yeah.
So it was probably about a year later, I had it on my vision board, and I got a lot of support and encouragement from coworkers and friends who were just amazing, and ended up putting a charity together called Hearts for Hope. And it warms my heart to bring people together as a community and to do it on this larger scale. So now we actually have, instead of little plastic baggies, we actually have little vinyl backpacks that can be reused.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's so cool, and just we get a lot of people together, and it's turned into a pretty big event. We've delivered well over 1,000 care packs.
Oh my goodness!
In about a year's time. Yeah, so it's
cool. I love that, because I will have to say, there's times that my family and we've done things, for the homeless and here and there and help, but never anything on this organized, of a level. And so, like, one story cool to share with you, like a few years back, I think the kids were probably like maybe 5 and 9. Eric was like, I got this idea. He's like, because he grew up in Chicago, And he said, let me take the kids downtown. He's like, I want to go feed, some of the homeless people. And so they went to McDonald's, and they went like a certain area, kind of not really far south, but kind of more South Loop, I think. And they just like prayed and looked for people that they could share like hamburgers with or whatever they bought from McDonald's. And people were so thankful. And they just, said a little blessing over them. And he said it was such a rewarding experience and so cool to do with our kids at a young age. And so it was almost like the beginning where I feel like our family started to think of how can we work together, to help those in need. And we've just done things with different charities since. But like you said, it's so heartwarming, right? When you give to others that have less than you, and we're all going through struggles this year, right? You and I have talked with the pandemic and what it's brought, but there's always people that are struggling more, And so, yeah, just focusing on others, the homeless population, and making sure basic needs are met. It is so heartwarming, and it's so cool to do as a family. So yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more later, but yeah, our family's going to help you coming up, and I can't wait. It's going to be
awesome. We can't wait to have you. And that's another thing too. I think service is so important. I mean, it helps other people, and it also helps the volunteers. It's so rewarding. And that's another reason why I started the charity is I feel a lot of people want to help and want to give, and sometimes they just don't know where or how they can get involved. So I thought that would be kind of cool to start a charity. So it's like an official organization where people could come together and like, oh, I could register for that. So I wanted to give that option.
Yeah, I love the concept, because I do think like as Americans, as a whole, I think we're very generous people. We're always wanting to help others. And especially this year, how timely is this, with people struggling. And I think it's so awesome that you're doing this. I always think about the basic needs of people. I've done a lot for clean water with Team World Vision, but people need food, they need water, they need clothing, they need shelter, so
yeah, like the basic needs like that. Everyone. Yeah.
Right. And that's cool that, I never tied it in with you doing house, like doing mortgages. And then, that makes a lot of sense. You help people get into homes, and then you have a heart for those that don't have a home, That's awesome, Carolyn. Okay. So what are some of the most important aspects of the charity to you? Can you tell us?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. So there's several different things. So one, it's so important not only that we help the homeless, but that we come together as a community to do this together. I think that's so uplifting. Yeah. And I feel like it's out of gratitude that we want to help others. So there's something about coming together and doing this as a group that's so inspirational. And we want to spread compassion and spread hope and give all of that to both our volunteers and to our homeless friends and the people who need it. So that's super important. And then also, because I want to spread like that compassion, it's very important that in every one of our care packs that we deliver, there's a handwritten note. So it's something that one of our volunteers took the time to write. It's uplifting, it's inspirational, and to me, that's super important to have that. Not just give the items away, but to let people know that we care.
Yes, because who doesn't love getting a handwritten note? I mean, to this day, I still love getting like notes in the mail or thank you notes or just a card, just someone personal. Like even if people like business people will handwrite your address, I most likely will open it up,
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, it's a personal mail, But yeah, that's really cool that you do that, and people will hang on to that, especially sentimental people like me, like things I hang on, and you look back at it, and it lifts your spirits. So definitely really cool that you're doing that, speaking words of life over people and just affirming them and encouraging them. And you never know what could be their, like a really hard day they may be going through, and you could just have made the difference to like help them get back on the right path or get help, or who knows how, you're probably doing things that are, a magnitude of, making waves in bigger, ways than you expect is what I'm trying to say, so
thank you.
Small, but I think big things are happening, so
yeah, awesome. My hope is that when they open that up, it just touches them and inspires them and uplifts them. And it's so cool that we have children too who volunteer to do the notes and packs. So it's people of all ages who get involved, which is really fantastic.
That's awesome that you do that, Carolyn. Thank you for that, because sometimes certain charities do and certain don't, and I get that. But I'm always looking for ways to get my kids involved. So I love that there are charities, that allow kids to help. Like we've done Feed My Starving Children, you can help pack the meals, or my daughter right now is running for Chicago Angels, and, we're becoming Love Box leaders, and that's a family thing as well. So it's always great for charities and for opportunities, for families, that we can serve together, volunteer together. So thank you for
Absolutely. And it's funny that you mentioned Feed My Starving Children. They are a wonderful, wonderful charity. And actually, they were part of my inspiration, how I modeled Hearts for Hope after Feed My Starving Children. I love that they make it fun, because helping other people and volunteering is fun. And when we do our packing, we make like an assembly line similar to their setup. And we have music going, and just you can feel the energy and the excitement and the love in the room. It's just awesome.
That's so cool. Say, like, we're spurring each other on. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so good that you do that. I can feel that. Okay, can you tell us maybe a success story or two about someone, or maybe a couple people that you've been able to help through your organization? We'd love to.
Absolutely. And oh gosh, there's so many ones that just like melt your heart. So, okay, let's do, well, not only do we go out to the streets, so we've gone out to the streets of Chicago, we've gone to Tent City, but we also go to other organizations. There's a lot of churches out there that will do like deliver a message and then also provide breakfast. So we'll come out with our care packs, and people also donate blankets and clothing items and all sorts of things. So we bring those and deliver them during these events. Mm-hmm. So I literally had one gentleman, after I gave him a care pack, asked if we had a blanket. And we're like, absolutely, we sure do. So we go out, bring a blanket, and he started crying. It brought tears to his eyes.
That is awesome.
And we had another gentleman who just came in, and his shoes had holes all the way through, and we were able to give him a new pair of boots, but something that someone donated. Yeah. We had gone out to Tent City, and oh my goodness, I was so absolutely touched that the people who we delivered the items to, they were more excited that we were there, and they're like, thank you for coming out. I mean, thank you for the items, but thank you for coming out and for caring. Yeah. And some people would ask us to pray with them, and it was just such an amazing, you're connecting with humans on such like a wonderful level that I can't even explain it. We just definitely encourage.
It's like the right thing at the right time, and it's just like God is probably so pleased, because I know He wants us to take care of the least of these. I know that's a verse in the Bible. Whatever you do for the least of these, you do for me. So it's almost like you're serving the Lord when you're helping people in need. So it's just like you smiling down on you, and it's so cool to have the right thing at the right time. I think like the blanket or the boots. It's like. Yes. What they needed, and who knows if they were praying or like all they need is this, and then you show up, and it's just that's probably what brings tears to their eyes. I know the same things happen for us, with Ashton going through Noonan syndrome, and then a good friend, right when I literally was praying like, God, I don't know how we're going to handle the medical bills, she called and was like, can we please start a GoFundMe? And it saved us. I mean, it's the timing factor too, right? It's what you need.
Absolutely. Right? And that has happened on several occasions where we've come across people at the right time, exactly when they needed us, and we were able to give them a bag and all things, and they were so grateful. And that's happened so many times when we've delivered in the city. And I must say, a huge thank you to all of our volunteers with all their big hearts, and they're I can sense their passion as well. And even our board members, so like my husband and my very dear friends and sister are a part of the organization, and they're so passionate and help out so much as well. So it's as a community again that really makes a difference.
It's so good. I love that they are on board with you and helping you. So tell me, I'm curious. I have heard about Tent City, but I've never been there. Where is Tent City in Chicago? Can you tell us?
So there's one, it's I think it's oh goodness, I'm 90 and it's right off the highway, Roosevelt, I think.
Okay.
And there is just a whole, they basically formed a community. And actually they've gotten to know us there because we've delivered there several times. And that's where they were just so touched. And they said, thank you for coming out and thank you for helping.
You know
But there,
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you. Go ahead, finish first. I'm
oh
sorry.
no, I was just saying, and there's places under like different viaducts, and we kind of have a route, and it can be a challenge because again, it's unpredictable, but we always manage to find people who really need our help.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you know what I was gonna say? I was like so excited I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No.
We used to, like, a friend of mine and I, when we carpool, or even if I went down by myself, because we did a lot of work at McCormick Place, trade shows. And so a lot of models, actors do trade shows to like make, kind of their main living or bread and butter money. And so we used to get off on Roosevelt, and either on getting off and heading into Chicago or on the way out, we would see homeless people a lot. And we often get free products when we're at shows, especially like food shows. And so there was times, I remember one time my friend and I, April, were together, and April's like, one of us can pull over and one of us will quick jump out and we'll leave the bags. Like we're getting free, we're getting free groceries.
Yeah.
Let's give them to the, the people. And so it kind of was this running thing, like my friend Farah and I and April and different people over the years would be like, hey, we're going to stop and give something to the homeless. And that's right where it was. So that is interesting. And I've seen tents come up, but I didn't know if that was, like the tent city that people talk about. So that is so cool to know that you guys are really intentionally reaching out there and helping people, that's awesome. Such a cool thing.
Thank you.
Okay, so can you tell us, what are ways, if someone's watching this right now or listening to this, what are ways that people can get involved with Hearts for Hope?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. There's so many different ways. So if anyone was even interested in just writing handwritten notes, they can reach out to me via email, and I can also put them on our email list so they'll know when we have our next events, how they can get involved. But writing handwritten notes, if anyone is cleaning out their closets and they have blankets, jeans, sweatshirts, sweaters, heavy materials, we distribute those along with our care packs when we go out. So that's huge.
Okay.
If people really, really want to get in the first week in November, on the 6th and 7th, we're having a packing event. So we form an assembly line and we actually pack everything in all of our care packs. And then on that Saturday, we go out, we drive, and we deliver them. So they can donate items. Even if they just want to make a monetary donation, they can go onto our website and you can donate right online. And with all of those funds, 100% of the proceeds go to helping the homeless. We, all of the other ancillary costs, we cover through personal donors, so everything goes to helping the homeless. So we use those funds to purchase the toiletries in bulk, the socks, and everything that goes in the care packages.
That's so awesome. That's so cool that you're able to do that. And 100% is given. Now, say we were to come out that day, like the 6th, to help pack. Could we bring, like, if we have clothes or blankets, could we bring them then? Or is it specific you like to have drop-offs,
Oh yeah, no, that would be wonderful. Yes, if you certainly bring them with during the packing event. There is a location. I work out of an office in Elk Grove, and the owner is so gracious and accepts donations there. So there's a location in Elk Grove Village.
Okay.
And usually we pack there. With COVID, we actually decided to move it to my home location. Just we're able to pack in the garage and kind of distance a little bit more and have even more ventilation.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's awesome. Now, how has COVID affected how you're distributing? Or you just said you had to switch locations, as far as packing. Like, has it affected your like delivery or distribution in the city? Any changes with that? Just curious.
Oh, that's a great question. So when we deliver, we all have masks on for the volunteers and the homeless, everyone's protection. We have avoided, unfortunately, due to the riots and everything going on in the city, some areas where we normally go, but there are a few homeless shelters like in Lincoln Park that they do wonderful, wonderful work. So we're able to provide them with these items, and they were so grateful. They were actually really cool. They sent us a big shout out on Facebook the last time we went out to deliver.
Okay, that's so cool. So it's good. You're still able to get down there, and maybe just some different drop-off points.
Correct. Yes.
In the past. Okay, awesome. Anything else you wanted to add today, Carolyn, that we may not have covered? I'm just kind of thinking over.
Not really. Just other than, again, we welcome, anyone to participate with us. Again, service is just so wonderful for both the volunteers and the people that we're helping. It's such an uplifting, amazing experience. So we would love to have you out. So I'm excited that you're coming, Amy, and your family.
I was going to say, so we are going to be joining Carolyn and the whole crew on November 6th and 7th. We signed up for both days to help with the packing and with the delivery. So as long as Eric is not working, he'll be with us, and our two children, Ariana and Ashton, are going to join. So we're excited to do it as a family. It's right around my birthday time, so I'm like, this is kind of like a birthday present. It's like rewarding to give, right? When you're younger, you want to get presents. But when I'm older, I just want opportunities to help and give. Like you said, it just fills you up in a way you can't explain. And it's just awesome. It does warm your heart, and it just blesses. I feel like it brings our family closer together. So if you're looking for some family bonding time, I suggest come out and volunteer with us. You can celebrate my birthday with me and Carolyn and everyone. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me today, Carolyn, and everyone that's listening. Thank you so much for coming on and supporting us on Support Someone Saturday. Again, if you are interested in volunteering or making a donation, you can check out hearts-for-hope.com, and I will also have that come up on the screen for you. Or you can email Carolyn if you would like at heartsforhopeil, and that's for Illinois, @gmail.com. So feel free to reach out if you have questions or you want to help volunteer. And thank you so much for joining us today on Support Someone Saturday. Have a blessed day, everyone.
Thank you so much, Amy.
Thank you.